Hi, this is Lily Cotilla. I'm going to introduce to you a technique to cleanse the psyche and to let go of the everyday stressors that build over the period of time and eventually spew out sideways, typically to the ones we love the most, rather than to strangers who ultimately we don't know or care about to the extent where spewing matters. In any case, this technique is excellent for intense PTSD and anxiety as well. So it is helpful for a maintenance routine, imagining a bathtub, if you will, filling with water as if it's the anxieties of life and the stressors with the plug, and the water keeps filling and filling, and eventually it flows over the tub and you have a problem. So this technique, called neurosomatic integration, is the removal of the plug, the allowance for the build of the day or the more intensity of PTSD to be acknowledged subconsciously by the brain and let go of in body. We don't create spaces in our lives to cleanse the psyche. Most people go to work from 9 to 5. They come home and ta-da, zone out. Don't bring any mental awareness or checking in to physical sensations if anything was bothersome throughout the day, if pieces didn't add up, if tones of voice or facial reactions on some level of psyche from other you were aware of but ignored. Creating this space of anywhere from 15 minutes a day, even 5 minutes, to an hour, dependent upon how stressed you are in terms of the PTSD scale. Your brain, your aspects of self that on some level recognized these expressions or tones or pieces not adding up as being awry will settle into place like a puzzle, and it will be brought forward to your conscious mind. This is one aspect of neurosomatic integration. Another aspect is with the deep breathing, without any counting. We don't need any more OCD. The deep breathing activates or deactivates. It's vagal nerve breathing, nerve number 10, through the enteric nervous system, which really helps to reset anxiety levels, let go of cortisol, increase dopamine, and balance the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems. The sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic, they both have to do with fight or flight. The parasympathetic is when your gut is more activated, you've just eaten, you're vegging on the couch, you're getting ready to go to sleep. Your sympathetic nervous system is if you're going to the gym or escaping from an enemy. Sometimes that transition of vagal nerve 10, if the release of extra build of energy or anxiety, the water in the bathtub filling, isn't allowed to exit the body, it can manifest in different things within us humans, from anxiety, depression, disease, cancer. Eastern philosophies believe, acupuncture, that each organ is associated with an emotion and a blockage. So I showed you what most Americans anyway do after work, and we create time in our lives, like my props, to shower, to cleanse our body, to wash our hair, to present to the day, both for ourselves, hopefully, and other. we create this time as a regular routine of life as we do brushing and cleansing our teeth. So nowhere in our lives are we taught to create space for cleansing of the psyche. Cleansing of the psyche allows for letting go of emotions that don't necessarily need to be there. Maybe you've made bigger deals of things than they actually are in the big scheme of life. And this deep breathwork, vagal exercise allows for it to just dissipate without cognitively trying to make it go away. This deep breathwork, neurosomatic integration really oxygenates your whole body, and thus making your blood levels more basic and less acidic. Cancer loves acidity. At the level of 8, cancer dies of pH, but so do the rest of your cells. So what you're gonna do? But over-oxygenating your body really helps keep your blood and your immune system running very functionally. The more carbon dioxide you release, the less acidic your blood is. So we do autonomic nervous system breathing throughout the day. We don't think about it. We just inhale and we exhale. This is very different. There are no mantras, first of all, and as I mentioned, there is no counting. The third variable to this is that each breath is a conscious, voluntary breath. It is not from the autonomic nervous system, which, thank goodness, we don't have to think about breathing all throughout the day, or if we forget, we just die. So this type of breathing is almost like a double chamber breath. I'm going to demonstrate in a moment. You're going to set a timer for 15 minutes to start. If you can handle 30 minutes, even better. If you've just had a severe car accident or something major happen in your life that's PTSD potential in a big way, 1 hour will fly by like that. Tears may come out of nowhere that you don't even really consciously know what they're about. So I will demonstrate this breath work in a moment, but basically you consciously inhale each breath, almost as if you have a double chamber. So you inhale, and it's not about in through your nose and out through your mouth, or out through your mouth and in through your nose, or 5, 3, 2, 1. There's no set parameters or guidelines that you have to abide by other than listening to the wisdom of your own body. So I'm going to lay down in a minute and demonstrate, and you're going to take a deep breath and completely, with no screen, no hold back, let that exhale go. Even when you're laying down, notice how my shoulders just rose and fell to help in the inhalation process. You'll feel your chest expand first, and then your gut expand, and then you let go with the exhale. Your hands will be in the upright position facing approximately 5 and 7 o'clock. Your feet will also be facing approximately 5 and 7 o'clock, laying down in the supine position. If our bodies are imagined to be in quadrants, what typically happens with this release of excess anxiety and build from the day or the week or a big PTSD event is that you might notice the left side of your body start twitching. Then you might notice the right side quadrant of your body start twitching. And if you do this for closer to an hour, that twitching moves down into your lower extremities and your legs. Animals in the wild, if a gazelle, for example, is caught by a tiger, dragged back to the den to feed her cubs, and there's a space in time where the gazelle has a chance to get away, it will run back to the herd, shake for an hour, just shake out all the cortisol, all the stress, let the body anxiety vibration go, and then continue on with the herd as if that event never happened. This is because animals in the wild naturally allow their bodies to let go of the stress, to let go of the cortisol build, the musculature holding. They allow themselves to be free and present in the now. What do? We do this. What does that do? That just flatlines us until we can't take it anymore, and then the sideways spew, as I mentioned. So, neurosomatic integration also connects mind and body routes when we give ourselves time for the brain to do what it needs to do and scan and recognize, if anything needs to be adjusted or fixed or healed, or with respect to sending immune cells to certain places. We allow this opportunity for a cleanse, not only of psyche, but an opportunity for connection of mind and of body. So once you start, set the timer for 15 minutes so you do not have to think about time, because you can get lost in time. You might think it's a really short session, or you might feel like it's a really long session. You might experience your mind wandering. That's okay. If there's anything you want to make note of, just put it up in a bubble somewhere. You can revisit it later. Just focus on your deep breathing. You might take 5 deep breaths in a row and then realize you don't need any more oxygen for a long time. You might not take your next breath for 45 seconds. Your body will tell you when you need the oxygen. So, and once the timer goes off, your neurosomatic integration experience for the day, or your NSI, your shower and cleansing of psyche, is complete and done. Things happen in the subconscious and unconscious that are more likely to be brought to the surface. You let go of this stress. You make connections that you might not otherwise have made. You give an opportunity to check in with your body and provide healing behind the scenes that doesn't happen with the fast pace of life in which we currently live. There's no time allowed for self to get to know the self and what the inner body feels like. You might hear regurgitations of stomach, or you might have spasms of muscles in places. That's okay. Like I said, your body might start shaking. You might notice lots of different things, that your right toe hurts. Just pay attention and relax and let go and focus on your breath. So I'm going to lay down now and demonstrate. Again, in the supine position, the legs extended to 5 and 7 o'clock, and the hands out, supported by the earth below, also at 5 and 7 o'clock. Your head will be facing upward, your shoulders relaxed. Notice any tension that you're holding in your pelvis area, and just allow your legs to open and unfold so that your pelvic bones literally move outward a few degrees. And when you're ready and your timer is set, make sure the phone call doesn't interrupt. start your breath work, relaxing your jaw muscles, your tongue, because we talk so much in this world, we don't even realize how much tension we're holding in our facial muscles and our tongue and our occipital bones and our eyes. Your eyes may be open with a loose gaze, or they may be closed. It's completely up to you. Okay. And feel your muscles and your bones sinking into the earth below as you are completely supported and grounded. Time out, pause. There won't be any during your breath work. But whether you sneeze or you yawn or any different shift, these are all movements in energy, and just notice them. Your body is doing exactly what it needs to be doing. Reminding yourself again to relax the tongue and the jaw, to loosen the eyes. Each breath being conscious and deep, that double chain. No autonomic nervous system breathing. You might notice your eyeballs locking in certain spaces, similar to the eye spotting technique. Your eyes lock in those spaces, whether it be left, right, up or down, for certain reasons. The brain is making notation and or connecting with the body and the memory or the knowing, where that sensory motor nerve to the eye is holding it locked in place. And at other times, your eyes may just move around more rapidly in every which direction. Just allow your body, your mind, to do what it needs to do in this space of cleansing. No music, no meditational tapes, just your own self and your own breath work, and notice what floats to the surface. Similar to EMDR, in which your mind and body sensations jump around to nodules on a route, whether it be from the age of 5 or something that happened today at 10 o'clock, or an image that has absolutely what you think, nothing to do with anything. You might notice these types of things entering your mind and your psyche. Just making note of them and continuing with your breath. Your brain and your body, your spirit and your psyche are connecting the dots that need to be connected for truth and knowing and freedom and release of stress and conditioning, and separating like ghee what matters and what's pure and important in comparison to what's rancid and or needs to be left behind by default, because again, it will not be a conscious choice. I'm going to magnify my responses, how your body might twitch, especially given if you've been through a more severe PTSD scenario. Again, the lower extremities, though, most likely will not come until the second half hour or even 45 to 60 minutes, for whatever reason that is. Perhaps we're more living in the upper half of our body and less aware of our lower extremities. I'm not sure, but the typical pattern is upper left, upper right, lower left, lower right, in terms of these, whatever it is the body's needing to do. Shakes, releases, musculature contractions. You might do some, quote, weird things. Your hands might go into fists. Your middle fingers might shoot up. Your pinkies. Many different body reactions might happen. They are all okay. make sure you do not hold back your exhale. That is holding back the exhale and keeping the anxiety and the cortisol within. That exhale is the full release. With the full exhale, you feel your muscles letting go from bones, falling away from body. Complete let go. With the holding back or the monitored exhale, you do not feel the relax and letting go of musculature and bones the way that your body needs for resetting and cleansing purposes. I think you get the basic premise and idea of neurosomatic integration. Sit up slowly. As your blood, your energy has shifted around, you might even be lightheaded. When the alarm goes off, allow yourself to sit or lay for whatever amount of time is necessary for you to feel fully grounded and in your body, which might even be a new sensation. We're so used to being these cognitive, cerebral creatures. We just half the time or more don't even have an awareness of what the internal sensation is, or the external sensation of our bodies without wind blowing or a vibration or a touch. We're just not aware. The more you become aware of the inner workings of your own body, the more you will have cognitive awareness. If something goes a little bit awry, and you can catch it early on before anything becomes a big problem. Breathing, letting go, neurosomatic integration. Integrate the mind and body, and then the full spiritual being and awareness in self can come in and expand. Come in and expand, and you will have awareness of the spiritual you who lives in this somatic body and cognitive ego mind.